Everyone, welcome back to JD Mods. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing working on Ali's RSX and putting the K20A2 that we just finished reassembling back in the engine bay. So here's Ali's K20A2 ready to go into her RSX. If you watch the A3 to A2 conversion, you would know everything we did to it. I'll give you guys a quick summary right now. So there's Ali's old motor, the A3. And we basically pulled everything that we could off of that and put it onto the A2, of course with the exception of A2 specific components. Now since that video, if you did watch it, we were also able to mount the turbo kit. Now this turbo kit is the exact same setup as before, but we did change a few things. So as this is an eBay turbo kit, it came with all the nuts and bolts from the Chinese manufacturer, which are all very weak. So we replaced them all with very nice hardware. We used red Loctite, which might be an accident for the future if it ever has to come apart. But we're hoping that prevents the bolts from backing out. And instead of gaskets, we use the orange gasket maker just as an experiment to see if it seals better than other gaskets, as we were not able to have very good luck. Maybe it's because the flanges aren't completely square anymore. They warped out of shape. And lastly, as you can see, there is a lot of heat tape on the drain line, dump tube, and downpipe to prevent any overheating of the oil drain line or any nearby wires. Now that that motor is ready to go in, the next step is to prepare the engine bay. Alright, so here I am inside Ali's engine bay, and we weren't planning on doing anything special. We want to just get the motor in before the season is over and it starts snowing again. But while Ali's at work right now, I thought I would give her a little surprise and just touch up the paint a little bit. I might relocate a few wires if it's easy. We're not going to be doing anything crazy. No show car like the LS or GS that we have. But I'm going to try and remove a few things off of the engine bay to expose the silver paint, and then I'm just going to hit it with some touch-up paint and then reassemble it in a neater way, and let's see if I can make it looking at least a little better. The other thing that we did discuss and was already done was painting the subframe with black trim-clad paint just to keep the rust under control. Alright, so here's Ali's engine bay, all stripped down, almost ready for paint. So I removed all the little wires and engine harness from the driver's side, and then from the passenger side I removed the engine mount. I just kept all the brake lines attached and just moved the ABS module inside the engine bay. We removed the headlights, the bumper, the motor and the rad were already out, but we took out the intercooler as well. So essentially there's the engine bay. Now we're going to go ahead and use some tin foil, some tape and bags and prep it for paint. There's the engine bay all taped, cardboard boxed and tin foiled off. Everything's been removed, cleaned down and vacuumed. As you can see, we have basically covered everything with cardboard boxes in the middle. The firewall is all covered up. So we're basically just painting the two buckets, the whole front crash member and the other bucket and that little strip on the firewall. So Ali's got the primer. We're starting with primer and then we're going to be painting it with black bed liner.
So next we're going to be painting the engine bay with bed liner. This is Easy Liner from Canadian Tire, and we chose this because, well, A, it's inexpensive, B, it's very, very durable. It barely, like, it obviously is meant for the beds of trucks, so it's incredibly durable. It does not scratch easily, it doesn't chip easily. And I think it's kind of perfect for this. And also, we couldn't really decide on a color that we wanted in terms of painting it with Duplicolor, because it already has so many colors going on with the purple and the gold and the turquoise. So we just went with black.
Yeah, and that can is how many ounces again?
16.5 ounces.
16.5 ounces, and it was $11 Canadian. And the Duplicolor ones are 15 for half of that, 8-ounce cans. So we're gonna put on the bed liner now, and it has a very cool texture that we'll try and show you guys on camera. And then we'll take off all the tape and stuff and show you the final engine bay. Then in the next video, we'll be putting the motor back in.
So we just finished painting, and now we're going to remove all the masking tape and cloths and stuff. And then we'll show you the final product. Of course, once the engine's in, it's going to look a lot different than this. It won't look quite this nice because there's going to be a lot more stuff in it, but it'll still look better than it did before with the silver. So this is the final product. It doesn't look like a drastic improvement, but it is. There's no rust visible, so I think it does look a lot better. Of course, it looks much messier now with everything bolted down back in it again. But we are about to put the engine back in, which will be our next video. But for now, please like, comment, and subscribe.